Hey everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it is time for Saturday with Stacey, YouTube number 189. This is the February release of Simply Refined dies, and I am very excited to bring them to you for many reasons. One of them is that I have expanded on a collection that I did last year, so that if you have that collection already, you're going to be able to incorporate all of this in with that. I'm excited about that. And if you didn't see the collection last year, well, it's new to you, and thankfully we still have a few of the old collection left and a few of the shadow boxes left. But if you didn't have the shadow box, you don't have to worry. Wait till you see what this collection can do. I also have a new A4 Contour Plus die for you, but you don't need to have a big machine for it. You can use your Sizzix Big Shot or your Vagabond or your Cuttlebug or your Big Kick or your Sizzix Vintage or your Sizzix Fabby or your Spellbinders. So I've got a lot to show and to share with you. But first off, I want to talk about a few things just really quickly. There has been some wonderful comments about my mascara. Apparently it pops on camera, and watch, today it doesn't. I don't know. But several of you have asked, holy smokes artichokes, what mascara are you using? Okay, here it is. I am not big into spending. Well, obviously I tend to be more frugal. I tend to not indulge, and there's nothing wrong with indulging. I do indulge when it comes to live theater. That is my thing. I want the best seats I can possibly afford. That is what makes my heart happy. But for makeup, So I have, my mascara is, I can't believe I'm doing this, it's Maybelline. It's the Lash Sensational. It's like the $6.98 stuff. I get it at Walmart or Rite Aid, and it's just Maybelline. And that's the brand, Lash Sensational. But I don't know if it's zooming in. That's what I use. So if you were curious about what mascara I use, that's it. It's one of the most inexpensive brands out there. It's Maybelline. So I wanted to share that with you. Also, we have Winter Chicken Dinner to talk about. But before I get to that, I just wanted to let you all know that I've been very cranky today. I've been really cranky today, and my poor staff has had to put up with my crankiness. And you know you're cranky when they are whispering behind your back, is she going upstairs to YouTube anytime soon? Can she just go upstairs and find her happy place in her little YouTube room? And so I am here in my happy place, in my YouTube room. And the reason I'm perhaps a little cranky is that as many of you know, my uncle passed away, and this week we drove for his service. We drove to Las Vegas, my husband, my boys, and I, and we drove in, and we were literally there for 24 hours and came back, and that was really hard. And then yesterday, Michael took the boys and they had to go run some errands after school. He picked them up from school and they were at Sam's Club, and I came home and I immediately knew something was wrong. And I went outside to our dog, Spencer's dog house, and I knew right away something was not right. And she passed away. So it's been a little tough. And I'm trying to smile through it. But those of you who know me know that I did not grow up with pets. I didn't have a dog as a child. And we got Spencer when she was just a puppy. And we had just moved into our home, and I had 2 kids under the age of 3, and a home that was in total disarray. We had no kitchen. We had to build in a kitchen. We had no kitchen for 9 months. Our bathrooms, the walls were gone. We bought a fixer-upper because it's what we could afford. And I'm, my husband and I, Mr. SMS, are doing the majority of the work. And he comes in one day and he goes, I got a call from Lou, our friend. They have puppies. And I'm like, oh no, no. I'm in a home with 2 children under the age of 3 who will not potty train. There's no kitchen. Half the time we had no electrical. At night, we lived on lanterns. Truly, honestly, we explained it to our boys. We're camping out. And he wanted this puppy. He's wanted a Gordon setter for a long time. So I said, okay, well, we'll go take a look. Now, granted, I had not grown up with dogs, so I was very much like Lucy from Charlie Brown. And when Snoopy like licks her face, it's like, blah! That was me. Blah! Blah! I was not used to dogs. And so we went over to Lou's house, and that was the biggest mistake ever because, of course, the kids saw the puppies and my husband saw the puppy, and I was done for. There was no way we were not coming home with one of those dogs. So now I have a house that's with no electricity, no kitchen, no bathroom. I have 2 kids under the age of 3 and a dog. But it's amazing how quickly those dogs become family, or those pets become family, and how quickly you become so attached to them that when they crawl up in your lap, even though she was a full-size Gordon setter, they crawl up in your lap because they think they're a lap dog and they're licking your face and like wanting to chew on your ear, how quickly you get attached. And so it's been a rough week. Spencer Choo Choo Park, because my boys got to name her, and their favorite Thomas the Train at that time was between Lady and Spencer. So Spencer won out, even though she was a girl. I let James pick because James was a little bit older than Michael. And Michael got to pick the middle name, so James picked Spencer, Michael picked Choo Choo, and our last name is Park. So yesterday was an unbelievably tough day, and it kind of carried over to my crankiness today. But I am now upstairs in my happy place, and I have a feeling that my happy place is probably like a lot of your happy places, when things just aren't going well and you're just upset or just you just need some space and you need to get away from it all. You go into your craft room. Well, this office is my craft room, and this is my happy place. So I am excited to be up here and to bring to you what I have, because I think you're going to enjoy it. And a couple different techniques, a couple different things to show you. Beautiful samples as always. And it just helps me forget just for a little bit that in a span of a week, I had 2 huge losses. My boys have never known their life without Spencer. This has been very hard for them. That was their dog. We have Glinda too. Don't get me wrong. I got worried about Spencer when she was little, that she didn't have a friend. So we got Glinda, who's a yellow lab, and Glinda is named after Glinda from The Wizard of Oz, and I named her. Anyway, I digress. Let's talk about winner chicken dinner so we can get started for today. But so many of you know about Spencer, and you've heard about her surgery, and you've asked about how she's doing, and sadly it was time for her to go. So she's up there running free. She's happy. She's not in any pain. She's with her friends. She's with her brothers and sisters, perhaps, and she's going to be okay. It's me I'm worried about, and my boys. But we'll get through this. Okay, so for winner chicken dinner, I'm not going to let my mascara smear. You should know, it is not waterproof. Okay, winner chicken dinner. This was from YouTube number 188, where it was the oopsie YouTube, and we had the washi tape that had a problem with some of it, and we had the Kaiser Craft colored pencils, where we are the only store in the United States to have them. They're beautiful, and these 2 lucky SMS peeps are going to win some of that product. Are you ready to hear if it's you? I know this name, Peggy Linder. Hello, Peggy Linder. How are you? I know this name. Congratulations to you. I am so excited for you. Wahoo kachoo. You have won some of the Kaiser Craft pencils and some of that washi tape from Scrapbooking Made Simple. But you're not alone. Who else is with you? I know this name too. Maybe I've been around long enough that I finally just recognize all of your names. D. Williams, congratulations, D. Wahoo for you. You also are a winner chicken dinner this week from YouTube number 188, which was the last YouTube. Now, how are you girls going to claim your great prizes? So simple. Go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com, look under the logo, click the link that says winner chicken dinner, follow the instructions, and then we will get your prizes out to you just as quickly as possible. Wahoo kachoo. Now, if you want to have a chance to be a winner chicken dinner, what do you have to do? You have to go to YouTube, youtube.com. You have to get a username and login, and then subscribe to our channel, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. No, Scrapbooking Made Simple. That you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Scrapbooking Made Simple. You'll see a little red icon that says subscribe. Just click that and then watch this YouTube, and then you're able to post a comment. And who knows, I may be calling your name out next week when we do YouTube number 190. All right, I'm going to get started for today. And I want to thank all of you for your well wishes. I know I posted on Facebook about Spencer and about my uncle. So just thank everybody for sending much love my way. And I'm hoping to work out my slight crankiness. I really did hear them ask Elena, because Elena helps me set up the YouTube before I come up. I heard them ask, is she going upstairs soon? Because I'm right in the middle of the store. I'm sitting with my staff. I don't have an office. I'm right with everybody else. Which is a good thing, I guess, sometimes, and maybe not such a good thing sometimes. So anyway, I'm going to tilt on down for today. We're going to get started. And welcome to the next collection of Simply Refined dies from Scrapbooking Made Simple. Down we go. Gotta put my glasses back on or I won't be able to see. Bye, guys. Okay. So this is the card that's being done downstairs right now. If you're watching this on the first day that it goes live, which is on a Saturday, I want to say it's the 11th, February 11th. This is the card that they are making downstairs. We have a free make and take every week. Almost every week at Scrapbooking Made Simple. And you can come in and make this beautiful card and take it home with you. So if you're anywhere in Southern California or anywhere in California, come visit us. We would love to see you on a Saturday. But not only could you make this one, you could make this one instead, because you have options at Scrapbooking Made Simple. And if the frame looks a little familiar to you, it is a new frame and the flowers are definitely new, but this collection is meant to go along with the collection we did last year for our shadow box. So if you have the original dies that went with the shadow box, all the dies that I'm going to show you today are going to work with those dies. And this time, this one says, if friends were flowers, I'd pick you. Now this card is a 5x7 card. It's a big card, so you can get an idea of the scale of everything. But the way that the collection is made is that you can do things all the way down to an A2 card. You can go 5x7, you can go A6, all the way down to an A2. And if this wasn't your color choice, you could have done this one. Our customers have a choice of which color they want to do. They're all lovely, aren't they? I think so. So that's the free make and take going on right now. And I think today I'm going to start with the newest A4 die that we have. This is a Contour Plus die, Simply Refined Contour Plus. And when I say A4, I mean the size of the template. This is an A4 template. It's really, really big. But does that mean you have to have a really big machine to make it work? Heavens no. It just means that I take up every inch of that metal to fit as many things in there as I possibly can. This is what's in that package. And all of this will go through your Big Shot machine, your Big Kick machine, your Vagabond machine, your Sizzix Vintage machine, your Sizzix Fabby machine, your Big Shot Pro, your Big Shot Plus, your Cuttlebug, your Spellbinders. These dies will go through just about any die or die cutting machine on the market. You know that we love our Sizzix Big Shot, so that's what we're going to be using because we want to use the machine that we feel is a premier machine on the market. But as you can see, there's lots of flowers. Lots of flowers. Small, big, large. There's some scrolls to put in there. And I'm going to start with this. So while it is an A4 size, it doesn't have to go through a wider machine than normal. It just means you're getting more for your money. There are 11 dies that come on this set, and the set is $30. That means you're paying, I don't know, less than $3 a die for really large, beautiful dies that you're going to be able to do so much with. I think I am going to start with just the basic rose. Oh, I don't want to lose my leaf. Let's start with a basic rose. And this is a wafer die. For those of you who don't know what a wafer die is, just really quickly, it's a wafer die because see how thin it is? It's thin like a wafer. And there's two sides. There's a side that has all these ridges in it, and there's a side that has no ridges in it. The side that has the ridges is what's going to cut your paper. So I'm going to slide this over this way just for a minute, and we're going to start with something very, very simple that I want to show because everybody can do this. Everybody can do this. If you have white paper, oh, perfect. I'm going to cut it this way. If you have white paper and you have some ink pads, and it doesn't matter what ink pads you have. Do you have Stampin' Up! Ink pads? Great. Do you have Memento ink pads? Great. Do you have Lawn Fawn ink pads? Great. Do you have Avery Elle ink pads? Great. It doesn't matter. We like Memento, and we use Memento most often because it's a beautiful dye-based ink and because it comes in several sizes. We're using the Dewdrop today, but every color that we have in a Dewdrop, we have in a full size, we have in a re-inker, and we have in a marker. And I like that you get the versatility with a beautiful ink that you can re-ink again and again and again. So that's why we use Memento. It's by Imagine Crafts, and it is one of the best inks we've ever found on the market. And if you're using alcohol markers like Copic, your Memento Black is the ink you're going to want to use so it doesn't bleed. Now I'm just going to take this piece of Simply Defined cardstock, just white cardstock, and I'm going to color it. I'm going to start with my lightest color first, and I'm just going to go straight to my paper. Now, why do I use my lightest color first? Because that way I'm sure every place gets hit. And if I try to put down my darker color and then go over it with the light color will just absorb in. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to add some of my darker color. And maybe I add a little bit of my green. A little bit more yellow. And I kind of have just made a mishmash. It is not very pretty. But on the back side, I'm going to do the back side too. So this time, let's start with some light blue. Let's start with some light blue. And again, if you've got white paper, you can do this. Let's start with a little bit of purple. A little bit of purple. Let's get maybe a little yellow in here. Just because I always like yellow. It's one of my most favorite colors. It's kind of a really nice transition color. And a little bit of green. So again, ooh, what are you doing with that? Well, I'm going to die cut my rose out of that. And you're going to say, oh, but that's just not going to look very nice at all. It's, you know, you don't have nice separation between colors. It's not blended well. It's spotty. Wait. I'm going to bring over my Big Shot machine. And I have got with me today my small multi-purpose platform. This is the original multi-purpose platform that they had discontinued for so long. And they brought back. So if you have this platform, fabulous. If your machine came with the longer platform, that's okay too. It's the exact same. This one's just a little bit smaller. It's a little bit handier to use than the longer one. Is it sold with the machine? No, you have to buy it separately. Should you have it? I'm going to be honest with you. I use this platform 90% of the time I'm using my Big Shot. I don't use my big one. It's too bulky for me. This is easier for me. So I've got my multi-purpose platform, my original, completely closed, totally closed. Is it necessary to have this size? No, you can absolutely do it with your longer one. And you know, maybe this is a nice gift for somebody to pick up for you for your birthday or your Mother's Day present or an anniversary present. This is a nice little add-on that you will be happy to have. Next, I'm gonna put down my precision base plate. And the precision base plate is also sold separately. It's by Sizzix. It's only meant to go with a Sizzix machine. You can't use this with a Cuttlebug or a Spellbinder machine. What does this do? It lets you cut really intricate dies without a problem. It's the only one we're carrying because it's the only one that does not warp. This is a workhorse and we use it all the time. I'm putting it right on top of my closed multi-purpose platform. It's going to act as my clear plate on the bottom. Normally we sandwich everything between two clear plates, but when you're using a precision base plate, you're not going to use a bottom clear plate. Also notice the directions, if I can read them. If I'm trying to use it this way and I can read this, nope, try again. You need to turn it over. I don't want to be able to read it. Then I'm going to put down my paper. Put my die on top with those ridges that I showed you, those ridges you could feel, those need to go against the paper because that's what's going to cut. If you put the smooth side down and you send it through your machine and it doesn't cut, that's because you need to turn it over. So right there, I'm just gonna turn it right on over. And then I'm gonna take a yucky clear plate, not something pretty, not a do not cut clear plate. You know, I use a do not cut clear plate all the time. You're gonna take something kind of yucky and you're gonna put it right on top. Why do I say yucky? Because when you're using a precision base plate, the force on the rollers is a little bit more than when you're not using it. That's how it allows it to bite in and cut that paper. But because of that pressure, it can sometimes warp the plate a little bit more than anticipated. So if you use an old ucky one, it's fine. You can, I mean, this is nice, it's getting warped, I don't care. It's indented, I don't care. I'm going to use this until it literally cracks in half. Now, did you see that I rotated the die? I sent it through the first time this way. And when I got to the other side, I rotated it this way. Why did I do that? Because I want to give the die beautiful coverage under those rollers. I want those rollers to have every opportunity to hit that die in a new and unique way so that if it didn't cut through the first time going this way, it will cut through the second time coming back. So now I'm going to move my machine over and I'm going to see what we've got. Oh yeah, super pretty. Love, love, love this die. It has embossing features built right in to put the stems into the leaves. Let's see if I can grab a piece of black paper. So you can see that it puts the definition right into the stems. There's the little lines, it's built right in, but there's my rose. And I didn't have to buy anything special. I used white cardstock and I used ink that I already had. But you're saying, Stacey, you did the backside. I did. Because what if you like that one better? You have choices. You're only using paper. If you're gonna run it through and you're not sure which color you're gonna like better, just ink up both sides. You might as well. If you don't like this one, then that's the side you glue down to the paper and nobody will ever notice. If you like the blue but not the red, then you glue down the red and nobody's ever gonna notice. As long as you're rolling it through, you might as well get the benefit of both. And then you get to decide which one do you like better from one piece of white paper. Love, love, love how easy it is to do this. Absolutely love it. All right, I'm gonna do it with another flower. Super quick, it won't take too long, but I wanna do it one more time so everybody sees. So I'm gonna start with my yellow, and you can start with whatever lightest color you're working with. And I'm just gonna ink that whole paper. And it doesn't bother me that I've left some of the lines from the dewdrop, because you're not going to see those once you cut it out. They're just going to disappear. Let's add a little bit of red, but not too much. And maybe just a little bit of green. I have no idea how this is going to come out. But all we can do is try, right? It's only paper. You just have to remember, it's only paper. I'm going to put my dye on it. I don't think I'm going to do the back side. Who knows? All we can do is try. I'm going to cut it on down. I've got my multi-purpose platform, whether it be the large or the small. It's completely closed. No tabs are open. I've got my precision base plate with the metal facing me. I've got my paper face up, my die face down, and my clear plate. And I'm going to send it on through. I might have cut a little too close. Okay, close enough. Send it on through. One roll. And then I'm going to rotate. And I'm going to roll it on back. Does it need to go and be rotated? Probably not. It probably cut just fine. But better safe than sorry. Don't you hate it when you roll it through and then you think you're done and then you try to pull the die out and there's pieces that don't pull out? Just rotate it and send it back. It took all of maybe 5 seconds to do that, and it'll help with the aggravation. Oh yeah, see, you can see how lovely it cut. You can always turn it over and see how lovely it cut. And then I'm just gonna pop it out. Got my little Sizzix tool here. All my little pieces kind of stay in. Oh, it's lovely. Yeah, okay, that worked. So pretty. Pull out. My little pieces pop on out. There we go. And there we go. Ta-da! Done. Colored. Finished. Ready to be used on whatever you want to use them on. Done. And you didn't have to go buy anything special. You didn't have to buy specialty paper. You didn't have to sit there and try to color the flower in after it's been cut. You just kind of make a hot little mess on your white paper and off you go. They're just lovely. And again, so if we did this, just imagine you could do this with colored pencils, you could do this with watercolor pencils, you could do this with markers, you could do this with gelatos, because it doesn't have to all be perfect. What do you have at home? Try, because these are outline flowers. They just look so perfect when they're done. Try, pull out some of your things and play. It's just white paper. You have that. What you don't have are the dies. So that's why we try to say, spend money on the things you have to have. Like the dies. You can't make your own die. But you can go buy inexpensive makeup sponges from Walmart. You can make your own background papers. You can do things like that. So spend the money on the things that you can't do yourself. And use what you have in your arsenal, in your little stash, to make beautiful things easy, very easy. Okay, I'm going to move on. And I think I'm going to keep with my rose. And this time I'm going to play with some black paper. Because sometimes you want something that has more of a metallic look to it. So I've got my black paper here. I'm going to kind of trim it on down to size. This time I'm going to pull out my Splendor ink. Now lots of you bought this. This is from Imagine Crafts. They have 3 different sets. They have the Circus, which is their primaries. They have, I think it's Blossom, which is more your pastels. And then they have Antique. Now I will tell you that I love the Antique. It's one of my favorite sets. And the reason I like it is it comes with 3 metallic colors. I don't do a lot of metallic things, and I don't necessarily want to invest in 3 different metallic ink pads, especially because metallics can tend to be more expensive than a typical ink pad. So they can be $5 to $8 each. But in the set, you get all of this for $14.99. And for the amount that I use metallics, this is enough for me. And I still get 9 other colors to play with. So that makes my heart happy. What am I going to do? I'm going to get in there with my inexpensive makeup sponge. And I'm just going to get some of my gold right onto my black. Now this is a quick drying pigment-based ink, which means, and it's really hard, metallics are almost all pigment-based ink. It's kind of hard to find a metallic that isn't. The metallic, the formulation to get the color needs to be more of a pigment. So I'm just gonna get this on here, and you will see that it is opaque. So it's covering up my, I'm gonna add a little bit of bronze. It's covering up my black paper beautifully. So do you know what that means? That means if you've got a piece of yucky old double-sided cardstock pattern paper that you thought you loved and then you decided you didn't love it and it's just sitting in your stash, you can take these and go right over the top of it and it will cover that paper up so that nobody has to see what was underneath. All they're gonna do is see your beautiful colors. I'm gonna take a little bit of silver too. Just pop a little bit of that silver in and kind of blend. Hopefully I've got it long enough. Not quite, but close enough. I think I'm gonna be good with that. If I'm a little short, you'll forgive me. Oh, but I'm so close. Oh, that tells you I'm terrible. I'm horrible about that. Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna move on. So I've made just a yucky little mess all over my black paper. You can see that it's not beautiful, it's not blended, it's just on. And I'm going to take my rose. I'm gonna bring my Big Shot machine right back over. Multi-purpose platform closed, precision base plate, paper, die, yucky clear plate for the top, or a yucky whatever color plate you're using, as long as it's not a nice one. I'm going to send it on through. I'm going to do a rotate. And then let's see what we get. So I've got my little Sizzix tool here to kind of push out my little bits and pieces. They kind of just stick. And then you can, well, gosh, you could put them back in, but we're not going to do that. And I'm going to pull it out. And I have made, oh my gosh, it truly, honestly, really, it looks like metal. It looks like you've made, like you went and you bought a beautiful metal embellishment. And I didn't use heat embossing. I haven't used a heat tool at all. I've just used the metallics that came in the Splendor. That's all I used. So pretty. I love it. It's vintagey but pretty. It's got the metallic sheen to it, but it's paper, so it's light and it's easy to use. And I just used black paper. So if you've got gold, silver, copper, metallics at home, you're set. You're good to go. You could use any metallics. Do you have Brilliance inks? You could use those. I just like, for the price, I like the Splendor because you get so much. And again, I really don't need much more than those three because of how often I use them. But when I use them, I sure do love how it looks. Let's see how it looks on a piece of white paper. See, from that to that. A little bit of happiness right there, huh? Okay. Oh, I also did this one. Is this one over here? I did this one earlier. Pull out my little black piece back there. This is another one of my flowers that's on that entire set. Look at how lovely is that. All done with the metallic. Is that fab? You would never know. You would never know that that's a piece of black cardstock. And nobody else needs to know either. Okay. So that was using the Splendor. Again, there's a couple different kinds. There's the Blossom, which is more of a pastel-y floral, and then there's Circus, which is their primaries. If you don't have any ink pads at all, none, zero, the Memento Dewdrops are a good place to start. They're $2.29 each, and then they'll be on a YouTube Yummy. Or any of these is a great place to start because of the price point. I just can't remember if they're $14.99. I can't remember. But they're very well priced, especially for the amount that you get. And I did a whole YouTube on them with a stencil brush using a Picasso tool from Stampendous. So you can always go back and refer to that one as well. But we are moving on. So the next one I'm going to do, I'm going to play with Stacey tape for a little bit. And again, I'm going to make kind of a mess. I'm not going to worry about how it looks. I'm just going to get it done. And the glitter I've chosen for this is I chose it for a very specific reason. So this is Stacey tape. Actually, it's simply refined tape. And but it just hasn't it hasn't caught on. Simply Defined. This is my Simply Defined tape. But everybody calls it Stacey tape, and that seems to be what has stuck. But it is the Simply Defined double stick adhesive. And it's very much like a score tape, except for it's a little bit stronger, it's a little bit longer, and it's a little bit less money. So we were approached when I started making my own products and doing my own dies. I was approached to do my own tape, and I really didn't see the point in it because we're very happy with Soup Wang tape. But when the manufacturer said I could do something a little bit longer, a little bit stronger for a little bit less money, I'm like, well, that makes a lot of sense. I can't say no to that. So this is a double stick tape. And we sell it in sizes all the way, from 1/8 of an inch all the way up to 6 inches and everything in between. So 1/8 and 1/4 and 1/2 and 3/8 and 1 and 2 and 2.5 and 5 and 6. And you can use it for everything. You can use it to literally hem your pants up. It will hold metal, it will hold beads, it will hold glitter, it will hold paper to paper, it will hold metal to paper, it will hold acetate. There's not much it won't do. It's heat resistant, and my friend Linda at Sizzix named it as she's one of the in-house designers for Sizzix. She named it as one of her most favorite things for 2016, 2017. So it tears. You don't have to cut it with scissors. So it is wonderful tape, but it is tearable. You can tear it. It's rippable. And and it die cuts beautifully, and you're going to see that. So I've taken and I've covered a piece of just white cardstock. Now I'm going to grab some glitter, and I think I'm going to get a card base out just to use as a I'm just going to use this as my funnel. So I'm going to grab some glitter, and I chose the Nouveau glitter for this. And there's a reason why I chose Nouveau glitter to do this. It has to do with the size of the bottle and the glitter. This is a ultra fine glitter. It's not quite as fine as microfine, but the bottle is flippin' huge. There's so much in it. It retails for $7.99, and the technique that we're going to be doing, you use such a little bit of glitter that, that this bottle can be shared with friends. You guys can get some of those throwaway Tupperwares and share it, because it really does go a very, very long way. Now, I need to expose my sticky. So I'm going to peel back the liner. Oh, I've got my fingerprints on it. I'm going to pull back the liner of my sticky. And right now, it's sticky. Right now. Need to do something with it. So I'm going to take my glitter, and I'm just going to drizzle it on kind of haphazardly. I'm not going to pay too close attention of where I'm putting it. And I'm going to do a couple different colors. And because I'm doing a couple different colors, you have to acknowledge that you can't put the glitter back in the bottle, because I'm going to be mixing some colors. And you can certainly get a little Tupperware and have a hodgepodge glitter and put any of the extra into your hodgepodge. But now that I've added the blue, I can't dump it off and go and add it back into my purple. That will not work. And I'm just randomly putting it everywhere. Add a little bit of my green. And I'm just tapping it out. And then I'm going to take a neutral color. I want to say that this is like champagne, but I'm not 100% positive. I can't see what color it is. It looks kind of champagne-y to me, or a soft gold. And I'm going to kind of put it also a little bit over, just to fill in any holes. Now we really got a hot mess going on here. So that's what I've got. Looks like a hot mess. I'm going to take my finger, and I'm just going to move it all over. And you can see that it's really not coming off. I'm filling in all the spaces, all that loose glitter on top. I'm filling in all the spaces that still have exposed sticky from my tape. And you don't really have to burnish it. It's not so much a burnishing glitter, but you may want to go to Walmart or to, gosh, who else has them? Walmart, Target. It's the e.l.f. line. This is an inexpensive makeup sponge. And it's just kind of nice to have. Okay. So you can see not a lot of glitter comes off. Once it's down, it's down. And you can take a little glitter cleanup cloth and just wipe that right up. So those of you who say, ooh, glitter's a mess. Well, it doesn't have to be a mess. It just depends upon how you apply it and if you use the tools to help you keep it nice and clean. Now I got a little bit more sticky down there, and I don't want it to stick to my clear plates. So, ooh, that was a lot. So I'm just going to fill that space in. There we go. Now can you see that doesn't have any cross-contamination? There's no other color in there because I already dusted off all the other colors. That means I can put this back into my bottle and not waste any. Take my little cleanup cloth, wipe it off, and I am good to go. All right, now I'm going to bring back my die. I've got my Big Shot machine. I've got my glitter paper that does not look very attractive. Same configuration, my multi-purpose platform completely closed, my precision base plate, my die. Against my glitter. And my icky cut plate. And I'm going to send it on through. And then I'm going to rotate. And send it on back. And let's see what we got. Because every one of them is going to be a little different. Push out some of my pieces. And poof, with no fuss, no muss. Pretty easy peasy. You have got a beautiful glittered flower. Sometimes it's easier to see from behind what it is you have to pop out. Sometimes it's kind of hard. From behind I can see I have a little piece right there that needs to come out. But once you're looking at it against the glitter, it kind of is a little difficult. And let's take my little, and I've got to pop a piece there and there. And I'm done. And how beautiful is that? And it was so easy to do because you're doing all the hard work on a piece that holds everything. You don't want to use your really, I mean, you need something micro fine or ultra fine. This is between a micro and ultra. You want something that has lots of vibrant colors, something that will stick to the tape easily, and that gives you ample quantity for you to play with again and again and again. How beautiful is that? Ooh, gonna lose it. And because you've done it, you can make it any color you want. It doesn't have to be this color. Here, I did this one earlier too. How beautiful is that? That's on the die, yeah. That's on the big set, on the A4 set, the Contour Plus. Look at that flower. And it's all glittered. It's all glittered for you. So I'm gonna do that one more time just so you got it. It's really simple. I'm just gonna take my Stacey tape, my Simply Defined adhesive. We use this for everything here. It is at all of our make and takes. Cut off my extra because I don't want it to stick to my mats when I put it through my machine. Let's see, what have I got? expose my sticky. You can see the sticky is sticky right now. And let's take maybe a little bit of my red. And kind of drizzle it all over. But I'm also going to soften that color with a little bit of my neutral. This is kind of like my yellow. I'm going to put this all over. Kind of soften that red up. And I might even add maybe just a touch of fuchsia since I've got it here, just to brighten it maybe a little bit. And I'm just tapping. Add a little bit of my green. Now, if you pour too much, then just stop. Let's say I accidentally get a whole bunch right there. Oh no, what do I do? I got too much in that center. Then just stop with your green. Because you're going to take that and you're going to spread it around and it's going to fill in all the other spaces on your sticky, on your Simply Defined adhesive, on your Stacey tape. If you get too much of one color, then just stop it. Don't add any more because you're going to move it around anyway. Take your finger. See, I'm moving it around. It's going to stick anyway. Maybe add a little more fuchsia. Just to fill in some space. And a little bit more. Of my neutral color. Again, just to fill in some space. I'm going to give it a brush. When I'm brushing it around, it's sticking to every place that didn't have it stuck before. So I'm trying not to waste any. Brush it off. Glitter cleanup. Clean up my mess. And then move on. Let's cut. And you just never know what you're going to get until you get it. But you're only working on white paper and now you've added some tape. Do you already have glitter? Elizabeth Craft glitter will work. Glitter Ritz will work. Stampendous glitter will work. I happen to like the Nouveau for this because I like how much you get. There's a lot of value in this bottle. Elizabeth Crafts has beautiful colors, but their pot is relatively small for, I think, $6.95. This is $7.99, and I want to say you get 3 to 4 times the amount. But if you've got Elizabeth Crafts, can you use it? Absolutely. If you've got Glitter Ritz, can you use it? Absolutely. If you've got the Stampendous glitter, can you use it? Absolutely. I should have cut it first so I can rotate. Send it on back. And let's see what we've got. Throw away my little pieces. And pop out my die. gosh, so pretty and so easy. And like I said, sometimes it's easier to turn the die around to see the backside what has to come out than trying to figure it out from the front. That can be a little bit of a challenge. Okay, well, I'm not gonna pick and pock and pull, but you get the idea. Easy to do and beautiful. I do want to pop that piece out though. There we go. Easy to do and beautiful. And with product you might already own. But the dies, love the dies. So we did glitter. We did a metallic looking finish. And we did just a beautiful inked finish. All using Simply Refined, the A4, the Contour Plus collection. All using dies from Where Flowers Bloom. Where Flowers Bloom. All these different things to be done. And this will show you all, let me put this down. This will show you all the different dies that come in this set. But this is the contour set. What about the original set? What about these? Well, we have that too. So I'm going to open this up because these truly are very much a Simply Refined die, meaning that lots of things are interchangeable in between. So I'm going to pull this one and I'm going to pull this one. So they are almost about 7 inches high by, gosh, I want to say 2.5, almost 3 inches wide. This is not one die. There is one die, 2 dies, 3 dies, 4 dies, 5 dies in the set. 5 separate dies that you can do a million different things with. You can do just a frame. You can do beautiful rectangle frames and have no words in them whatsoever. You can use them and cut out your centerpieces together. Everything is meant to mix and match. And that means that you also have 5 dies in the other sets. So that if you liked the center of this die, but you wanted to put it with the cut edge of this die, you can. Or if you liked the frame of this die and wanted to use it with these two, you can. But what if you wanted to use it with the center of this one? You can. Everything mixes and everything matches. And that holds true if you have the older frame sets that went with the shadow box. Do these work with the shadow box? Absolutely, they do. So I'm just going to cut this really fast, just so you can see. So this die is a decor die, which means it doesn't have a cut edge on the outside. So when I cut this die will cut into something, but it won't necessarily cut out the rectangle shape. So I'm going to bring my machine over. I'm definitely going to be using my precision base plate without question. I'm going to send this on through. I'm going to do a complete rotate because I can't rotate it 90 degrees. Won't work. It's too wide. So I'm going to send it back through. And then if you just want for good measure, because every machine is different, if you really wanted to, you could send it through one more time. It's really up to you whether it makes a difference to you or not. But with the precision base plate, you're going to have a really great success rate with cutting these. So you can see that instead of cutting out the entire shape, it just cut into my paper. It cut into my paper. If I need that entire shape out, I can take one of the larger frames that goes around it, that comes with it, and line it up. And cut. This is where having that magnetic platform is sure handy. So I'm not going to need my precision base plate right now because I am cutting an open frame die. Open frame. And this is where having a magnetic platform sure is handy because I'm able to take my paper and line up my edge. Use one a little more flat. There we go. Perfect. I can use this one on the top. Line up my die, my outside die. And cut. And because it's on a magnetic platform, my die's not gonna, move around. It's gonna stay in its place. My paper's gonna stay in its place. Bring over and send it through. And this is a frame die, so it really just needs one cut. It really doesn't need to go backwards and forwards. You can if you want to, but it pops my whole die out. And I could go back through and finish popping out my little pieces at the bottom, but I don't think that, I think you get the gist. And then if I wanted to, I could take the die that's in the center. Let's say I wanted this frame to pop out. Well, I could put the center die that comes with it, put it right back down, line it right back up, and send it on through. And now I'm going to cut that rectangle right out of the center. Now I've cut my rectangle out of my center and I've made an actual frame. But that still leaves me this piece. What do I want to do with this piece? Well, I have lots of options because everything is interchangeable. I could take this die, which fits in the center, and cut this die out. It's all up to you what you want to do. You have so many different options with these dies because you get so many. Oh, I have made such a mess. And the idea is that they all interchange. And you can use them for your cards, you can use them for your layouts, you can use them in scrapbooking and in mixed media because you have such varying sizes that you have an opportunity to play. I mean, I could make frames and I could cut into and I could decoupage with these, but because everything mixes and matches and interchanges and starts out with as big as a 7-inch by about 2.5, 3 inches, all the way down to something that can be used on an A2 card. This can be used on a regular A2 card to add detail to it. You've got all of those sizes covered with all these different edges. No two edges are the same. You've got little dotty edges, you've got little hash mark edges, and I didn't even bring out the third frame. Now, 2 of the frames have words to them. So if friends were flowers, I'd pick you. This one. And where flowers bloom, so does hope. So 2 have words to them. One of them is just a solid, beautiful, decorative edge. But everything between them works perfectly, works together, along with the original set, if you have it. You've just doubled, tripled, quadrupled your capability of cutting with these. Now, when I originally brought all of these out, I did it with a shadow box die. And I'm going to move these to the side, and I'm going to bring over the shadow box die. The shadow box die does require a larger machine. It does require, let's say, a Sizzix Plus machine. Here's the shadow box die. But what I want you to know is that out of the 35 dies on this set, the 35 dies that are in here, the only die that requires a larger machine is the actual shadow box. Now, we have people who have bought this who do not have a Plus machine, and they use it as a template so they can cut it. We have people who have bought this, put their paper over it, and take a brayer and brayer over the top of it, and then they're able to just easily cut out the die. But everything else you see in the set, all the nesting dies, see all of these little decorative dies? This allows you to add debossing to your shadow box. But what if you don't want to use them for the shadow box? That's fine. You can use all of these extra dies. This one's a ribbon die. So you get a ribbon die here and a ribbon die here so that you can string ribbon through them. But you don't have to use them with the shadow box at all. All of these dies can be used with your regular cards or your regular scrapbooking. You've got layering dies. There is so much in the set. I mean, it's just an awful lot. Here's the complete set. You also get the easels. So if you do want to do the shadow box, or if you're doing a card and you need an easel for your card because you want it to stand, or what say you want to have something that hangs, you get the hanging tabs. But all of these pieces are separate and come out and can be used on their own or in conjunction with the shadow box. Now, we only have, we have probably less than 100 shadow boxes left. About 100 shadow boxes left. And again, the only die that requires a larger machine is the actual shadow box. But after our first go around with it, when we first introduced it, we had people say that they bought it even though they don't have a Plus machine or a larger machine, and they just fussy cut, or they take a brayer over a piece of paper and it puts all the score lines in for them, and then they just cut. I thought that was pretty ingenious. Now, I am going to cut one of these for you, but to do that, I do have to pull up my big machine. So let's grab it. This is a Sizzix Big Shot Plus machine. It is 9 inches in the width. So you've got lots of room here, lots of room. It will do everything you could ever possibly imagine with the exception of full 12 by 12 dies. It comes with its own platforms, it comes with its own shims, it comes with its own cutting plates, and I am going to cut a box for you just so you can see what a box looks like. And their platforms tell you exactly how to layer, it tells you exactly what to do. And I'm going to cut into this one because this is a beautiful do not cut plate. See how clean that is? See how pretty that is? You want to keep a nice do not cut plate if you can. Now I am going to take my black paper that I was using earlier, because let's see if it's the right size. Oh Oh yeah, perfect. So this black paper I'm using is a 12 by 12 piece of black paper that's just been trimmed down a little bit. You need a full 12 by 12 piece of paper because this is an A4 die. It is large. So 12 by 12 paper, just trim off the side and you're going to be fine. 8.5 by 11 paper, you're going to be short. You're not going to have enough room. So I've got it there. I'm going to put on my lovely clear plate and I'm going to send it on through. I think I'm going to scooch it up just a little bit. I'm going to send it on through. Am I too wide somewhere? Oh yeah, I'm a little wide on the side. Let's see if I can get it to go through without having to retrim my paper. Creaks and cracks are okay. Not a problem. And it rolls pretty much through like butter. It's not a difficult, gosh, I wish I could get my hand in here. It's not a difficult, you're not having to, It rolls pretty much through like butter, and yes, creaks and cracks are okay. I'm gonna send it back through just to be on the safe side. And we are done. Okay, let's see what we've got. Oh yeah, perfect. My die stays beautiful. I've got all the score marks into my box, and then it's a matter of just folding. I am going to take this and put this back over here. Now it's just a matter of folding. And you've got the score marks there for you, so you're just going to fold right on the score marks. And the better you fold, the better the box stays together. I'm just going to fold right on my score marks. And you can do this out of pattern paper, you can do this out of cardstock paper, you can do this out of coordinations paper and sand it to have more of a distressed look. And what happens is the box will fold into itself, making you a perfect little shadow box. That, the frames that I was playing with earlier, fit right on top of. So all the frames I was playing with fit right on top. So you could die cut these out, you can put beautiful centers in them and die cut them out. But you know what else fits in these frames? Oh yeah, all of the flowers fit in the frames. Every flower that we did, every flower that is on my A2 or my A4 Contour Plus fits in the shadow box. Oh yeah, we made sure that you could take and cut beautiful backgrounds for it, and you can change everything, and it's all meant to work together. And the flowers are meant to add to it. And when you give somebody the beautiful shadow box and it's got a gorgeous flower in it, and it's got the, you know, if friends were flowers, I'd pick you, and you put a little bow on the bottom of it, and you've got it in pattern paper and the glitter flower. It is such a presentation. It is so exciting to people, and it's out of paper. Out of paper. People just, their heart sings, and it's something that you can put the little easel onto the back. I mean, I could take the back and use one of the frame dies that works with it. cut a beautiful piece of paper, slip that in the back so my background is completely different. It's not black. I could then take a whole nother kind of paper and cut the frame around it and put it right on top. There's just so much that can be done. It really is very exciting to me when we're able to take something and give you more opportunity. It's not just one shape doing one thing. It's a lot of shapes doing a lot of things that all work together. So I love this. I do. It makes my heart so happy. And the samples the girls did is so beautiful. So beautiful. And like I said, there's 3 different sets. I have made such a mess. There are 3 different sets. They do retail for a little bit more. I want to find the, so the 3 sets are here. Let me grab them. Because they're bigger than my normal dies, they retail for, I want to say $22.99 is what they retail for each set. But if you buy all 3 in the I Want It All, instead of $68, it's going to be $53. And you're going to get all 3 of them for that price, for the $53.97 and not the $68.97. So if you like them and you want them and it's something you want to add to your collection with, or you have the first set, don't miss the second set. For $53, you get it all. And inside here is an abundance between the 3 sets of mix and matching. You can just go forever, all the way from a 5x7 card base down to an A2 card base. Remember, I showed you in the beginning, these are on a 5x7 card base, and I could have put this all right on top of a shadow box, and instead of making a card, I could have made a shadow box with it. It's your choice. You have options. All done. All right, I have made a mess of my desk, and I'm going to have to try and figure out where everything is to show you because I've got beautiful samples for you. And I think I'm going to start with the storyboards. Oh my goodness gracious. Mr. SMS is going to wonder what I did with his office. He gets an office. I do not. But you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm right there with the customers every single day. I mean, my gosh. I know I need to move on because it's late, but I just can't tell you how just beautiful they are. Or you can have them going up the side of your shadow box. A little bit of tape, you're going to tape your corners together. A little bit of tape to keep it all together. But once you've got it all fit together, you can have them going right up the side. Look at how fabulous the metal. I mean, it just looks like metal. You could have done you could have taken a white piece of paper, 12 by 12, cut it down. You could have done a metal effect around the whole thing and made the shadow box look like metal. Oh, oh my gosh. I know, I'm crazy, right? I get a little excited, but that's okay. All right, let's start with the sample or the storyboards first, just so I know that I showed you what I was supposed to show you. So here is the storyboard for the Contour Plus die, which is Where Flowers Bloom, and this is Contour Plus Bouquet. You get all of the flowers that you see. $29.99. There's 11 dies. You even get flourishes and some leaves, and you get some smaller dies. You get some really large dies. But that is the Contour Plus for $29.99. And please remember, when they're sold out, they're sold out. That's kind of how we work here. Sorry, I wish it wasn't that way sometimes, but so that I can afford to keep bringing in new product, that's what we have to do. So there's the Contour Plus. Then we have Elena and her fabulous storyboards. So remember I was telling you could just do frames? There's the die, the frame cut into paper. There's the frame cut out of paper. There's the frame with the center insert leaving a border. There's the center insert with a wider border. There it is with a narrow border. Oh my gosh, this is all one set, and this is by no means everything that you can do. there's no way we could do enough storyboards to explain how many different things you can do. And this is Rose Romance is what this one is. Where Flowers Bloom, Rose Romance. And the frame, again, it's a solid frame. It has no words to it whatsoever. Then we have the next one. Again, so you've got a different dotty edge. You've got a different edge on these. No two dies are alike in any of the, well, it goes this way. So where flowers bloom, so does hope is what it reads. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. You've got it with the center. You've got with the center cut out. You've got the different pieces that you can utilize all in one and more. There's more you can do. You could just use the frames all by themselves. And there's a center frame here that can cut out this. There's just so much. And you're getting all three of them if you do the I Want It All for like $53. Somebody was going to make a tissue box because this has got a little opening down the center and you could do a tissue box out of it and put little tissues in it. How cute was that? Then we have the last set. Again, frames. And this is Lily Romance. And this is If Friends Were Flowers, I'd Pick You, is what the sentiment says. You can do it vertically, you can do it horizontally. And again, so much in each one. That then goes with the shadow box. Who knows what I've done with the shadow box now? But with the shadow box die, and it all works together, and you can use them with the older set as well. I'd love to know what I did with my shadow box die, but that's okay. Let's move on to samples, shall we? All right, I think I'm going to start with Sharon. Is this Sharon? I thought this was Yvette. Nope, Sharon. So here is Sharon. And Sharon used my must-have oval to get this piece in here. Sharon used my must-have, which is a simply defined die that is currently sold out. My must-haves are every other month, and they really are must-haves. And here is her shadow box. And it's got the little easel on the back, so it can stand up if you want. You can put a picture of somebody in there. But there's the shadow box. That's Sharon. Now let's look at Kathy. So again, Kathy used my must-have ovals. Put yourself on the wait list because the must-haves really are a must-have. Trust me, when you see all that they do, it's incredible. They are a simply defined die though. Here's one of the flowers on the Contour Plus. And then she painted it in with Viva Decor. Or your starry nights from Starry Colors from Kuretake to get that metallic in there. So this is Kathy. This is Kathy. How lovely is that? Where flowers bloom, so does hope. This is all from one die set. And so you can see you've got the detail, the little dot detail on right in the center, and then you've got it on this edge as well. You've got those little added accents. So this is Kathy, and then this is Kathy's layout. And she's got the beautiful tropical flowers going on. This is Kathy. And Kathy's In Paradise layout. Then we've got, I want to say, gosh, I'm not sure. Oh, Yvette. Oh no, this one's, well, that one's Doris. This is Yvette. Let's do Yvette first. How lovely is that? Again, using the Contour Plus die. That's Yvette. And this is Yvette. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. And she's put the beautiful rose in the center. Isn't that lovely? Oh my gosh, I love this card. So this is Yvette. Then we have Doris. And Doris made a cute little, look at, isn't that so cute? So easy to do. See how she did that on the bottom? And then it slides closed so you can envelope it, but then you move it out, and she's used the flowers to build her little diorama card. So cute. And she used the inside die. See how she did that? And she just snipped it. But this is Doris, using all the flowers from the Contour Plus. And what else do we have from Doris? Oh, Doris took a piece of acetate and she cut out a stencil using the dies. So now she's made her own stencil so she can go down and stencil away. Aha! So she could take this, put this right down on a piece of paper, come in, oh, I need a brush stick to get in there, but she made a stencil. Yeah, I need a brush stick to get in there. But that's what Doris did. That was very clever, Doris. That was really very smart of you. So she made her own stencil using the dies. But then we have Doris here. And this is with Where Flowers Bloom, So Does Hope. And this is Doris. Did she put, no, she didn't put anything on the inside. But this is Doris. And I've got Doris here. If friends were flowers, I'd pick you. Anything on the inside, Miss Doris? No, thank you very much. But you've got it all the way around. You've got all the layering elements. And then Doris. Gosh, I hope this is Doris. Yes, Doris. And last but not least from Doris, she made a spring wreath. And she just cut out easy piece of paper, circle. She's got a little easel to it. Happy birthday to you. And she just made a beautiful little spring wreath using all of the flowers. It's just paper. That's all this is paper. Next we have Claire. And Claire has really taken to watercoloring. Here's Claire's sample with a watercolor background. And a flower on front. Very elegant. That's Claire. We have Claire here. Quite glittery and sparkly happiness. And Claire here. Where she's been coloring in a white on black card. And then we've got a little bit of a mixed media going on. Very tropical. You've got the flower, and I suppose you could do it either way. She needed to say, no, I'm thinking it's definitely that way. But she'll let me know. It's just on cardboard. That's all that is cardboard. And then I've got Michelle. Gosh, I'm not sure who the layout is, but I've got Michelle. So again, we've got very fun, very festive, tropical, using the Contour Plus die, which is all those flowers. And then we do truly have a stunner. There's Michelle as well. This one she used the regular die. She used one of the long sets. This all came out of one of the longer sets. Oh, it came right here. Out of Lily Romance. That die in there is that die right there. I know, hard to tell, huh? But it's magnificent when you finally do it. So that's Michelle. I guess this one is Michelle. I'm hoping that this is Michelle. Oh, I hope so. So we've got a layout, very tropical. And she's got the frames used as mats. And then the flowers. So we've got Michelle and her very tropical-esque 12 by 12 layout. And then we have Belinda, who put together a beautiful shadow box. Isn't that so nice? That's Belinda. And then Belinda, I'll show you her other shadow box in just a minute. Here is Belinda's mixed media type project, where she's got the beautiful flowers all in there. And this was done for Doris. This is Doris's husband and daughter when she was a little younger. But Belinda did this for Doris. Belinda now has to do one for everybody on the design team. She set a precedent with Michelle, I think, when she did Michelle's daughter. And then we have Belinda's shadow box. And you just have to love Belinda. You just do. For Christmas, I got her trolls, big trolls, stuffed animals, and she took the shadow box and made the cutest little, how darling would that be for a little girl to put in her room? And it's got the easel so it will stand up all on its own. And she used the frames, and it's just absolutely darling. This is Belinda and her troll shadow box. And then last we have Elena. And Elena used hers as an embossing. She embossed some glimmer sheets. She didn't die cut everything out. She used it as an embossing by using her squishy and her knock-knock. Pretty wonderful, isn't it? But what is probably the best, I love them all, you guys, I do, I love them all. But Elena put this together out of the shadow boxes. And when you turn it on, can you see the green? She made 3 shadow boxes and then connected them and then decorated each of the windows with one of the flowers from the contour die. This is all done with the dies, the shadow box, the fronts of them. She's got each one of the fronts on them to show you all the different fronts. And then she lit it up. It's beautiful. Way to go, Elena. So not only does she do the storyboards, but she's always the one Belinda does her crazy, fun, mixed media, and Claire is all about watercoloring, and Michelle is pretty, and Elena takes things from the thrift store and makes things fabulous, or she puts things together in such a unique way. How beautiful would this be for table centerpieces? Really, how beautiful. All right, so I showed you a lot. I've talked a lot. I had a great time doing it because I was a little cranky, and I'm not cranky anymore. I hope that you enjoyed everything. Where are you going to find all of these great products? Scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and you're going to look under the YouTube Yummy category. It's right at the top. Just keep in mind that these are a limited edition die. When they're gone, they're gone. I hope you think they're as versatile as I do, and I hope that you see that with just some paper, just some simple paper, some glitter you already have or some inks you already have, you can transform something into brilliance. And nobody needs to know that it was just paper. That's just between you and me. All right, you guys, it's me, Stacey, Scrapbooking Made Simple. scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and I will see you next week. Bye, everybody.